Well, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very, very long time no see. If you guys don't know what's going on, sit down. We about to have a talk. A kind of emotional talk, by the way. It's not going to be emotional. So this talk is going to be a talk that happened this morning. So this is what happened. It was a beautiful morning. I got up. I went to buy lunch. Okay. I went to buy breakfast for my grandma. I went out. I came back. It was just a normal day. Normal, nothing at all. It was a normal day. It was a normal day. I came back. We're chilling. We're cooling down. I'm eating. You know me. Like me. I'll be eating till 2 seconds went by. 2 seconds. A phone call came. Yeah, a phone call. At first, me and my grandma was like, we look at the call. It's my auntie from America. An auntie that I trusted a lot. An auntie that I thought would have my back if anything went wrong. But today was that day I found out that auntie was not the auntie I was referring to. So this is what happened. My grandma answered the call. It went smooth. It went normal. Then out of nowhere, my auntie dropped a bombshell. She said that my grandma talks about my other auntie, which live in Belize, by the way, but we won't get to her because she's not in this. She's not in this. So we're talking to this auntie. She said that my grandma talks bad about my auntie, which is in Belize. Like I said, we're not going to talk about her. And my grandma and I, because I was there the night, because my auntie from Belize, me and my grandma was there at the same time. I heard everything. She went, because let me show what really happened. Last night, my grandma and my auntie was together. They were chilling, their sisters, just as they chill around. And my auntie's friends start talking bad about my auntie, insulting her, making her embarrassed, and making her leave. Which is kind of a hard thing, seeing your family getting embarrassed in public with other people. It's bad, it's worse. I understand. But for some reason, she decided to do something that's ridiculous and dumb and stupid. Do you know what this woman did? She went and said a complete different story to the auntie at States. I won't get into all what she said, but I will give her some bombshell. She told my auntie in States that my grandma is talking bad about her to people, talking all this garbage and how she's like this and how she talk about them and all this garbage stuff. So at first I'm like, that's between my grandma, my auntie, and my other auntie. That's nothing to do with me. Nothing. But the thing is that got me to be interfere in this concession. Okay. What's the word I'm looking for? In this conversation is that my auntie keeps saying that my grandma is the reason why blah 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 blah. I don't know. I will tell you one thing right now. I do not give a crap about people's conversation. I do not care about people's problem. Once I am not in it, I don't care. But I had to be in this because she was saying that my grandma did all of this crap. So I was like, there's no way. I was telling her I was behind my grandma because we had this bed. And then I was behind the bed. She was in front. She was eating. Like I said, it was a normal day. She was eating. It was completely fine. Oh, you guys look at the pictures. Oh, we will get to that later. But let's continue. So then now she's like, oh, we're talking this. We're talking that. And then she bring up the fact that, so this is what else my auntie told her. That my grandma didn't buy the water. So about 2 or a month go by, long time ago, my auntie from state sent my grandma some money. The money was to buy fruits, water, I think cereal for my grandmom, my grand what's the word? Grandma. What's the word when your mother's grandma is alive? Is that like grandmother, mother? Anyways, so for my grandmother, mother, my grandma did that. The next day she got up, she went to buy everything. The thing is, she was in a hurry. She for, in fact, before that day arrived, my auntie from Belize called her the morning, in fact, the night, and told my grandma that my mom, granny, had sugar went up like 300, and she was like, "Don't buy anything." Like, I already told her and all this crap, but my grandma did listen. She went to buy everything because she wanted to make sure that her task was finished. Her task was over. It was done. So she went to buy everything. She went to buy papaya, banana, watermelon, literally everything. She went to buy cereal, everything that this woman needed. She went to buy it. She didn't miss a single thing. It said that one thing, and that one thing is what caused this problem. Water. You guys are like, how is water the problem? Well, I'll explain to you. Thank you for asking that question. So what happened now to today? This is where all it went down. She said that my auntie told her that my grandma did buy the water, and she did buy some stuff, and what the frick ever, never. Like I said, I don't mind people business, but if it's going too far, I have to step in, cause no one is going to insult my grandma when I am still here. She's about 6 years old, and no one's going to sell her when I am still here. And no one's not hurting her because I am a crazy boy. You see this? Oh, remember I told you I'll get back to that? I will get back to that. So don't you worry, I will get back to that. This will be later on, but keep watching. So I was there and I started making words. I'm like, no, this is not true. My grandma, she was just late. She didn't understand, right? Because my grandma was freaking hurrying. The thing with my grandma that day, she wanted to hurry. She wanted to get out of there. She wanted to come off the street. She doesn't like to walk around, okay? That's the problem. So let's get to the juicy part. Now I'm telling her that we were there. I hear everything, and my grandma didn't say a word about that auntie. A word about that auntie. And she watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But for some reason, she went and said completely different story. Different story! It didn't make sense. Because she got insulted by her friends out here, she went home and decided the morning to tell her a complete different story. So anyways, like I said, I don't let nobody tell my grandma. So I started talking back. I'm like, no, that's not true and stuff. And this is where it went downhill. So let me give you all the rundown. She said the craziest thing. She told me to mind my business and told my grandma to tell me to shut up. Let me tell you one thing. I am 15 years old. I'm an old boy. I'm going to be 18 soon. But having somebody to tell you shut up, even you know that what you're saying is the truth, pisses me off. Having your family member tell you to shut up is nothing. And I'll tell you this right now. The only person in my whole life who ever tell me to shut up is my mom. And that is the one right there. That woman was the only one that I was afraid of. And I'll be real with you. I'll be with all of y'all. I am not afraid of nobody except her up there. If she was alive, I would have been on the ground. I would scrumming those feet. I would do everything. But she's not there. But I am telling you, if this woman was here, none of this would have happened. Because I know for a fact, my mom told my grandma to stay away from these people. Stay away from my family. But my grandma didn't listen. She didn't listen. But we said I will get back to this. I will get back to this. So let's continue the story. So after a while, she told my grandma to shut up, and I just loses it. Like I said, I have nobody tell me nothing what to do. If I want to do something, I would do it because that's my job. Well, not my job, but it's my life. If I get in trouble, that's my problem. Okay? So I got pissed off. I loses it. I lose it. I grabbed the phone in my grandma's hand and I out the call. I out it completely. And I told my grandma after I out the call, Grandma, I will give you 2 seconds. You will see her daughter, so-called daughter. You guys don't want to know who she is because she's a bunch of garbage to put together. So, like I said, it happened. 2 minutes later, her daughter. In fact, my grandma called her daughter to tell her what happened. Yeah. My grandma called my daughter. My daughter? What the fuck? No. Call her daughter and tell her that how I slammed the phone in her ears and I did all that. And because I didn't like the way how she was treating my grandma. Who would stand there and let their grandma get mistreated like that? It's not right. It's not right. It's not. So, anyways, she sent back 4 voicemail, I think, and I will play each one. Each one. In fact, editor, play the whole 3 right now. Play them. 1, 2, 3. Play them.
Fucking check. You understand me? You understand me, Audrey? Well, if you drop dead, that me want to take the lead boy, I mean I want to play the ass. Tell Devon, no, he have to have some manners and respect. Because nobody happy he what he posts by YouTube. Devon up on YouTube, the bash his whole family in my bathroom. It's on YouTube. And we all sight. He say he hate the family. He hate everybody. And I could forward it where he posts. That's not the way he could take down, right? But Devon, if you stay in a child place, right? But that you the raise that you gotta leave by the miss so much ill time life in that school if you see me alive, that leave by me and come out of Fort Farm. That leave by if they go in a Fort, that leave by if they go in a Fort Farm. That leave by a ton man at a school. You understand me? That's why I put that in like school. Since you don't like school, make it do a trade or something. You know? Now have to take your family boy, one a leave boy because he's like a grandson. And nobody wants her. Nobody.
As you guys may know, you just watch. I'll actually put like a black screen and then I'll put like the sound. And each clip I'll have the name. Clip 1, clip 2, clip 3. I'll even show the time of what they came in. To show you. So you guys don't hear all the clips, right? So here's when it get interesting. Stay tuned for part 2. If you guys like this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And by the way, I couldn't post a full 3 clip because only 2 was not for me. That was the only one that was for me. I'll see you guys later.